With me in the studio is John Peacock and Duuvy, two amazing local comedians. How are you guys going?
Oh, never better. How good is it to be on your show?
It's awesome. It's weird. I was saying, like, I feel so antisocial in the morning, and now I have to look at two of you guys and speak. So thank you so much for putting up with me. I appreciate it.
Big hairy men, too.
Sorry that you have to look at our faces so early, our big, wide, hairy faces.
That is not at all. I love you. You guys have such a vibe. I feel like you're quite, I don't know, you could be father and son, I feel like, a little bit.
Who's who, Kate? Who's who? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, that's true.
Are you my real daddy, John? My dad ran away so long ago, I've never seen him in real life.
Wasn't me. I've never run anywhere.
Gosh, you guys are quick for early in the morning.
Bang, bang, bang.
My girlfriend says that a lot. I'm way too quick in the morning. She has heaps of time to kill, and I just don't feel it.
Well, I'm sure you can just tell her jokes then.
Yeah. At least I'm funny.
I've been listening to Monday Fun Day.
Oh, yeah.
How good is it?
Oh, I like it.
I don't listen every week because sometimes I get stuck in the office and we can't get you in Ballina. But, it's lovely to be in the car and listening to all your music. Did you play some cracking music this morning?
Thanks very much. Yeah, it's lovely just rocking out and try to play some positive music. You know, Mondays are tough, you know, if you have like a regular work week. So it's nice to, just lighten it up a bit.
Yeah. It's hard enough to get out of bed. Let alone having to listen to something horrific on the way to the job you hate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you live in Nimbin, Duuvy. Surely, like, that's an alien concept, like getting out of bed and going to work.
It's a real bummer getting up in the morning and looking at the trees. People just don't understand the grind I have to deal with.
All the birds bugging you to, like, get up.
Literally, every morning I have these ravens that I feel like I'm in like a Harry Potter book or something. I have these ravens that turn up and trash my kitchen every morning, and if I haven't left food, they'll knock on my window with their beak. Wake up, bitch, and give me some sausage.
Do you feed the ravens, or do they just take it?
Yeah, they're my friends.
Oh.
They're my only friends.
Lennox, problems? Do you have any?
Nothing like that. No, people just complain about the shared traffic zones because now we're going to give way to pedestrians. It's horrible.
Is that like some of the new changes? Because you guys have that main road, isn't that getting all fixed up?
Yeah. The middle of town got all tarted up, and no one knows how it works now. So it's like there's a 30 zone, then there's a 50 zone, then there's an 80 zone, and so everyone just does 100 all the way.
Yeah.
Crazy in Lennox.
Or just rips into the parking spots. That's another thing about Byron. No one indicates, do they? Everyone just goes where they want to go. No.
Yeah, they're like, we own half the town. We can drive all over it wherever we want.
Yeah. I think mostly that's people just dodging potholes, though, isn't it?
Oh, that's probably true, yeah, and then they have to go because they've just gone so far.
I didn't want to park, but here I am.
So tell us a little bit. You've got this show coming up. I honestly say this, I'm not just blowing smoke, but they're so good. Like, you get such quality acts that come in, and I feel like if you don't know comedy, you'd be like, oh, look at all these young faces or faces of comedians that come in, but you really do get some of just the best talent Australia has to offer. Hey.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate. I think this is the fourth one that we're doing, and the first time we've taken it to Lismore. But previously we've had the likes of Luke Heggie, we've had Daniel Muggleton, we've had Simon Taylor, and I think even people that don't know comedy will recognise those names as being, top of their game in Australian comedy. This time around, we've gone with some absolute cracking acts. We've got Sean Woodland, who's recognised as the best MC in Australia, and he's MCing the gigs. This weekend, he's at the Comedy Store, headlining at the Comedy Store in Sydney. So he is top-notch, absolutely top-notch. We've got Chris Radburn, who was here recently. He
was great. I saw him at Mandy's show, and he's unbelievable, just so quick. And just, he just pulls things that you wouldn't even think, that you would tie together with, a couple of different things. But anyway, he was great.
Yeah, very, very talented. Jenny Wynter's coming down from Brisbane. She's an international headliner in her own right. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. Beck Melrose, Harry Jun from Sydney, and of course Duuvy Jester all the way from Nimbin.
Oh my God, he sounds fantastic.
So Duuvy, you're going to be up in front of all these people. Are you excited by it?
Yeah, I'm really pumped for it. I feel like super honoured that I've, get to perform amongst such, masters of their craft. And, I am super excited about it. I'm a bit of an attention whore, so the more people in one geographical space, the better I get the quickening like Highlander.
You get younger and younger the more people see you.
Yeah, and there's like a portrait in the attic that's getting older and older. I don't know what that's about.
You'll be prepubescent by the end of the gig.
I will. I'll be in utero by mid-year. Mum will be like, "What's the meaning of this?"
I do feel like as comedians we're already quite young, so just like that's the last thing we need is
immature is the word. Immature is the word.
So how do you get these guys to come to Byron? Like I always think, God, it must be such a sell. Like, but are people keen to perform someplace they haven't performed before?
Yeah, we pay them really well. That's the first thing. That's the first thing, and then we look after them. Like we fly them up, we accommodate them. I think it's so important for the nature of this gig to be able to put quality performers in front of people. So it's not so much about seeing a return at the end of the day, although it doesn't cost me that much. It's a good thing. But it's more about the event and creating the event in the local community and saying this is Australian comedy right now. This is as good as it gets, and it's on your doorstep. I think that's the crux of what we're trying to do. Hopefully, the uptake from the local people will sort of mirror that determination.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like, I don't know, it's like amazing what things can cost here, right? Like you go to a cacao ceremony, it'll be $35 and it's like, that's the cost of like some of the greatest comedians, and people are like, oh yeah, but like, they think they know stand-up comedy, but there's nothing like seeing it live, is there?
No.
Yeah, and the benefits, like, arguably might be better than a cup of magical hot chocolate.
It's not even magical, Duuvy. It's ceremonial, and no one knows what that means to this day.
It's ceremonial. Anything could be ceremonial if you sit in a circle in the middle of Mullumbimby outside Santos.
Everything in Mullumbimby is ceremonial grade at this point.
So you can just come to a ceremonial comedy show.
Exactly, that's it. You got to call it like
I'm gonna
something.
put the price up.
Say like chakra, whatever the laughter chakra is. Just be like, oh, it soothes that or something.
Yeah.
The funny bone chakra. We just arrange the seats in a circle.
You got to get a bigger venue for that.
I will do. Yeah. We'll have to take over the Cabin Bar Centre or something.
So, John, how long have you been doing comedy for? Because obviously it's interesting, like, the nice thing about it is that I feel like so often you go to venues, the people booking them, they're not comedians. They might not really understand they obviously understand the business side of things, but they don't have that passion. Like, what's it like for you booking these events, but also being like a comedian yourself?
I was talking to someone yesterday about the promoting and performing sort of conflict, and I feel that when I'm promoting, I'm not giving myself the most opportunities I can as a performer, and vice versa. So separating the two is really difficult at times. But in saying that, watching pros at their best as an educational tool is absolutely brilliant. There's nothing better for a performer to watch someone who's better than them performing.
Obviously, for me, that's impossible, but it's just been...
It's a hard road at the top.
Yeah, gosh. When I fall, it's just going to be a massive...
I know. Well, that's why we like coming to your gigs, Kate, so we can learn so much from you.
That's it.
How to be an angry lesbian.
How to be humble, yeah. Being an angry lesbian is like... it's rare in the Northern Rivers, but... I got that inspiration from that joke. I was in like a Lismore group chat with like a bunch of queer people, and I was like, God, all we do is complain. Like, it's like the environment. I mean, granted justified, but yeah. Well, okay, something else I want to talk about is like, yeah, that level of, I don't know if you've seen this, Duuvy, but like, John, you don't put yourself up at like many of your gigs. And I find that really, like, I always MC because I'm just like desperate, like maybe a bit of Duuvy's, like, you know, just love attention. Have you been that way since the beginning?
Again, it's the conflict that's the issue. It's because when I'm promoting, I don't feel as though I give enough to my performance. So there's always a bit of a grey area there where I just don't feel as comfortable as if it was someone else's gig and I was standing up for them. Yeah, so that's the main issue. And something like this, I just don't think I'm at that level. I don't think I'm at that level to be able to perform it.
But I am.
You are. Yeah. It's so much funnier than me.
It's it's a tough road, you know, being Duuvy. And I mean, I remember when you first came to a gig, Duuvy, you had so many people there to support you. I was like, no matter what, if he's funny or not, like that's kind of a win to have that strong a network. All of us, our friends, are just like, don't invite me to another thing for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like you have an experience like that where there's all these people who you know and love supporting you, and you have a killer set and you're like, yeah, this is going to be amazing. And then you go to a town where, like, I did a gig in Grafton where, you know, no one knew me, and it was just sort of like average age was sort of, you know, 60 to 90.
My people,
right? Ex workers of the prison system, and, you know,
current workers of the prison.
Yeah, and they just, I don't know, for some weird reason they weren't into my systemic jokes about racism in the police force. Like, come on, there's killed in Lismore with all my queer friends.
Gotta read the room, gotta just reverse it and be like all those annoying prisoners.
Yeah, it's like, how great is it when we beat up on ex-cons?
Yeah, well, Duuvy, you know, and John, thank you so much for being in the studio. Is there anything else that you wanted to add about the show? Anything about, that you feel like people need to hear about?
Yeah, I mean, it's on sale now, obviously. You can go to Sticky Tickets and look out, just search for the Comedy Commune, you'll find it. It's called the Summer Comedy Gala. It's on at the Lennox Cultural Centre on Saturday week, the 11th of February. It starts at 6:30 and the show starts at 7:30, so we'd love people to come along. I think, Kay, if it's all right with you, I'll give away a couple of double passes.
That's right, I totally forgot. How do we do that? I've never given anything away in my life.
I reckon what we'll do, we'll just ask people to text in.
Okay.
Why don't we give them a question? Why don't we say, what is the bird, the species of bird that comes to visit Duuvy on a morning basis?
Hey, that's a good question. Who's been listening?
We've got two double passes to give away. You can text in 0437 341 119, and the people, put your name on the text. We won't read out the name when you, just so we've got it for the door. So the first two people to text in will give you a double pass to the Lennox Comedy Gala on February the 11th, starting at 6:30.
Also, as like an extra bonus, if you don't get the tickets and you do text in, like if you don't win the tickets but you buy tickets, I will personally give you a hug and whisper something horrific into your ear on the night when prompted.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's going to sell something.
Yeah, maybe we'll just leave that out.
It'll happen, I promise.
Something horrific.
Yeah.
Can you give us a sample? Like, what are we gonna get?
I don't know. It could be something along the lines of, "I've always seen you, and I know what you touch."
Okay.
I'm genuinely intimidated.
Yeah, I don't know what I am. I also kind of just want to like hear them like all the time, like as my ringtone.
They could be like your morning affirmations. You know, instead of having a cacao ceremony, you can just listen to my Doovy's creepy affirmations.com.
Oh my God. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. So Feb 10th, you're in Lismore.
Yep.
Feb 11th, you're in Lennox. Can't wait to go. Thanks so much, and thanks for bringing local comedy to the area, or like amazing, like international comedy to the area. Really
Brilliant. Thanks for having us, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you. You're tuned in to BayFM's Monday Fun Day. All right, we have the winner in. We've actually got a few winners because Watto, W-A-T-T-O, you texted in Raven, and that was correct. And then I've gotten the most hate texts I've ever gotten in a text. Any feedback at all? Someone texted in and they said, "Stop talking. This is boring crap." As we gave something away.
I know. We'll give them 3 passes if they want to give us their name.
That's right. So we've got your number here. Don't worry. You're not going anywhere. I'm signing you up for every spam bot. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, stop talking this boring crap. If that texter wants to text in, you're so welcome. But someone who texted in, Tom Hostfield, you texted in Raven, you'll get it as well, because I imagine stop talking this boring crap is
right. So
well, that's actually what I named the bird, so he's technically correct.
So we'll give a double pass to Watto and a double pass to Tom, and I'll take the numbers of all the others that texted in, and we'll get in touch. We'll give you some form of discount if you want to buy tickets.
That's awesome. All right, so we've got, everybody else is going to get a discount? Is that what you said?
We'll offer them a discount, yeah, for sure.
That's super lovely. All right, great. Well, thanks so much for your generosity, and thanks to everyone who texted in. If you have more feedback for the show, always welcome.
And I'll be on Wednesday, so you can just sling your normal abuse on Wednesday.
What was it someone said once about your show?
What did they say? Oh, reliably the worst show on BayFM. Yes.
So good. If you want to be...
Everyone wants reliability.
Yeah, it's great to be the best at something, isn't it?
We got to submit that to the CBAA, right? Like,
reckon, yeah.
best show,
We'll
worst show, best worst show on community radio. All right, sweet. So we'll get some more music here, and thanks again for tuning in. Here's "Love Is Like a Heat Wave" by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas.
Oh, the tunes just keep on coming. It's brilliant.
That's right. With me